destroyed the Orokin. Your way of life. Who do you hunt, Shadow, to cleanse your despair in their blood? Dano! Sever their heads, yet they rise again. Someone has hidden the Tenno essence, their truth, from you.
I'm afraid, sister. Your continuity grows near.
Hush, worm. Let the beasts do their work.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Blast Away the Game Review. I'm your host Dustin Murphy. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Plains of Eidolon update coming to Warframe. I want to give DE a huge shout out for giving us assets we need to make this video possible, because we are going to be discussing some of the game's major changes coming through. This includes the open world, the vendors, the cinematics, the interactives, because this update is going to be absolutely massive, which really is going to change Warframe in a lot of ways that we're not going to be used to. I do apologize to all of you ahead of time. I know a lot of you are going to be expecting sound in the Plains of Eidolon gameplay. Instead, because I do want to have a cleaner ability to discuss, it will not. If you do want to see the stage presentation for Plains of Eidolon, all you need to do is click the link down below in the more info, and it'll take you straight over to the TennoCon reveal, because we will be muting the volume for the sake of this video. Now, I do want to go in and we're going to talk about how Plains of Eidolon is going to be vastly approaching everything we know about Warframe, but also the idea it could open up a possibility to see a lot more open world adventures. We know Warframe has been steadily growing for quite some time, and it is something extremely important that needs discussed. Now, one of the biggest changes, as you notice, is it is an open world. So those of you who are used to things like the relays, you're going to definitely get a feel for the fact this is a living, breathing entity all on its own. It's going to be something that is going to be extremely important for all of us, especially those of us who have actually been watching Warframe come to life over the past few years. Now, I know some of you are going to probably be wondering, why is this actually really important for us as Warframe players? The reason this is going to be so important, especially for us as Warframe players, is that this opens up a whole new world of opportunity and a whole new world of lore. So we're not going to be seeing just these small little things that we're used to. We're going to be seeing massive, massive changes to the game all around. Whether it's vendors, it's player hubs, whether it's new creatures to fight, this opens up an idea that Warframe itself could change for a direction that we aren't going to be quite used to from the get-go, but it will change in a direction that we actually want. Now, the thing I do want to focus on right now is, as you can see, DE's presentators are coming up to the central hub for Cetus. This is truly important, especially because these vendors aren't just standing around. They're actually interacting with the Excalibur Warframe. They're actually acknowledging that the Tenno are present, which really gives us this idea in this marketplace that they're adventuring through, that things are not going to be as stagnant as they currently are, say like in the relays, where the relays you have guards, but they're not exactly even acknowledging your existence. They're kind of just there. They're kind of just giving you the idea that they are aware you're a part of the world, that somehow you're around but you're not as important. And we're even seeing in the videos from DE that Warframe seems to be running quite a bit smoother on PC than it is on console. Because console, we are still seeing some lag in the hubs, we are still seeing issues there, but this gives us an idea that they could be reworking Warframe as an entire entity. Now, I do want to go about stating that Warframe itself is growing and will continue to grow for years to come. That is something I actually personally am really excited to see happening. We are going to see customizable weapons. We're going to be seeing new vendors. We're going to really see new customizable pieces for our Kavats, our Kubros. So that is really cool, especially since these new hubs like this will offer up differentiated capabilities in Warframe altogether. Whether it's us seeing, say, you know, new appearances, new pets, that will vastly change the game from what we know now to what we have experienced over the past several years. That being said, we all know that is extremely, extremely important, because Warframe has always kind of been this self-sufficient entity where players are separated from one another, but they are allowed to explore together. Whether it's them going into groups such as the group finder, whether it's they are doing what they aren't. But the one thing that is really cool that is coming up because of this is weapons will become a part of the world. Just as I said, it's been kind of spread apart, and the weapon crafting system will definitely bring players together even more instead of having to go, say, to the Strata Relay or the other places, because they can actually craft their own unique weapons within each preset weapon class alone. Does that make interactivity even more possible? It gives us an idea that we might actually be able to find new parts, whether it's in missions, whether it's somewhere we're not familiar with, because even in our game where we're at now, that's not exactly something we're fully possible to do at this very moment. So those changes will be rather exciting, especially since when the game has been where it's at now, we're preparing to see weapons change, we're about to see vendors change, we're about to see more interactivity, but we're also about to see the most important thing aside from the hubs, which was very briefly shown off, you know, through the quest giver, through the weapons, through Kubros. The one that we are about to see that is actually truly astonishing is the fact Warframe is going open world with its first planet in Plains of Eidolon. Now, I know most of you are going to be going, oh, this is awesome, the Warframe future is going to be grim. What are we going to do now? Combat's going to change, the way we look at the game is going to change. I actually don't think we'll be seeing an overhaul to the way that things work. Now, I do think we're going to see more hubs like this pop up. We will see more open world adventures across multiple planets, which I really do hope happens. It is one thing that'll be interesting to see the planets come to life, let alone will we have these orbital missions where we can go fight on Grineer ships, where we can go fight on procedurally generated maps. But I think it'll also give those of us who like, say, missions such as the Arcwing a chance to see something that is actually refreshing and quite enjoyable compared to where we're at now. That's not without saying what we have isn't enjoyable, but it does feel like it's becoming exhausted. While we have a variety of missions, whether you're doing exterminates, mobile defense, interceptions, the arenas, what have you, of your choice, I think the open world will open up entirely new possibilities. Whether the Plains of Eidolon will limit productivity for procedurally generated maps, I don't know. But I do hope we start seeing those static worlds that become alive with random encounters, random events, that we will see random quest chains pop up. And I know a lot of you are going to be going, oh, that's what we have games like Skyrim for, you know, you can go do this. Warframe has that possibility to become even bigger than any open world adventure we've seen so far, because the game is a living, breathing entity on its own. This would just further our capabilities within a game that we already know and that we already love. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to be right, I'm going to be wrong. For all we know, DE may just be testing the waters here, and we could just see a few maps pop up here and there with event quests, event bounties, that kind of thing. Now, if that is the case, that will be awesome. But as I said, the open world idea where we see more planets pop up and we still have our missions like what you're seeing on the screen with the Arcwing mission, or even say ones that I'm not showing as exterminates and defenses, I would like to see Warframe grow and become a breathing, living entity compared to what it is now, especially because we do have so many possibilities with the type of game this is. Sure, it is a free-to-play game, but this game isn't just a free-to-play game. It is something that separates itself from one game to the next by merging so many volumes of genres, I should say, and cohesively making them possible. Because we have a hack and slasher, we have an RPG, we have a stealth. It's literally just so many possibilities. And with this open world feature, we're really going to see Warframe for what it is. We're going to be seeing a game that has excessively grown, but in such a good way that that form of moderation they have isn't hurting it whatsoever. Instead, it's actually helping Warframe grow its community. It's growing what it's capable of, and it's even going to expand on what kind of enemies we can see, because we haven't seen just a whole lot of what has happened regarding the Orokin, regarding all those enemies that we're used to. Because of that, Warframe itself has a lot of room for evolution. It has a lot of room for new mechanics. It has endless possibilities in itself already, that seeing the game go for more of a MMO approach, or even say a action RPG approach where we are slightly more separated, will bring a lot more interesting aspects to the game. I think what we're going to see is Warframe will no doubt become the game we've always known it to be and always will be in the long run. So there's a lot of chances for the growth that we haven't seen yet to date. Now, that's not saying my rant here, as some of you may view it, is right or even possible, but I do think that what we're going to see with Warframe is we're going to see a lot of evolution and a lot of new capabilities, whether it's your weapons, it's your Warframe chassis, whether it's mods, upgrades, what have you. I do think we'll see some new stuff. Even as you can see on screen, Excalibur went fishing with a spear. I mean, who does not want to go spear fishing in Warframe? That's just the kind of stuff I'm talking about. It will offer a multitude of different variations and enjoyable encounters for all of us. Whether you're the person that likes going seeking out fights, whether you're the person who just wants to group with their friends and mess around, whether you are that person who just wants to find yourself relaxing, I do think Warframe is going to evolve into a platform where MMO players are going to feel more welcome to the game, which will bring more people to Warframe and help it grow exponentially. Now, I do want to go ahead and stop here. I want to let all of you enjoy some of the reveal. So I do want to go ahead and say thank you to DE again. For those of you who are wanting to know how the music is in the background for this video, all you have to do is head to the Bandcamp link down in the bottom. Go buy the Warframe soundtrack. It supports DE directly. All the music belongs to DE. I have no composition of it, no ownership, no copyright, nothing. So all of that is DE. So you're going to need to go talk to them. Again, I want to give DE a huge shout out. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your help this far and continuing us with your help. We here at Blast Away the Game Review definitely appreciate it more than you know. It is astonishing to be able to work with you guys. You're one of the most amazing groups that we've ever had a chance to work with and continue doing so. We hope to do so in the future, and we hope to eventually see you all at TennoCon, especially even you, the viewers. We hope to see all of you at TennoCon in the next year or two. So definitely stay tuned for announcements regarding that. If we do, you will find it in our social media. You will find it here on YouTube. We will announce dates, times, where we're going to be, what we're going to be doing. So stay tuned for that. I do want to let all of you enjoy a few minutes of the reveal. So again, thank you. Enjoy the gameplay, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
There's the kinetic motivator.
Don't die, Rebecca!
Now, what is this? I'm detecting sentient energy, unlike anything I've seen before. Grenier troop carrier. Watch for reinforcements.
That's cool. Go. Sun's setting.
For good.